Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Colbert Vape Report. I'm your host, Tanko Bear, and today we have a box mod review. Yes, today it is the Sigelei 100 watt version 2. Now, before I talk about the kit, let me talk about where you can get it and how much it'll cost you. This was sent to me by misthub.com. You can visit their site at www.misthub.com. They sell it for $112.95, and they have a black and a silver version. This is the version 2, which I'll show you in the close-ups. It has a serial number on the bottom that suggests it is version 2 instead of version 1. So before we go down and take a look at it, let me just tell you how I've been vaping it here lately. I have been running a 0.5 ohm dual coil at 26 gauge at around 85 watts, 75 to 85 watts, depends on the juice. I've been using the Mutation X RDA almost exclusively on it, and with a 0.5 ohm build, it comes out to 6.7 volts. So let's have a vape on it. 85 watts is so much better than 50. To me, anyway. Right now, I'm vaping on some Stash e-liquids. This is Lushington. It's a very, very nice peach vape. I have a review coming up on this very soon, along with 2 other juice companies. But without further ado, let's dive up close. Alright everybody, so let's take a look at the Sigelei 100 watt. Vape it, love it, superpower, Sigelei.com. Here on the side you have a little QR code, Sigelei.com, made in China, and all your little symbols there on the back. Here on the inside you would have your actual device. It comes with a warranty card that lets you know all of Sigelei's warranty information, along with your serial number to make sure it's authentic. Make sure not to lose this card because they do have a 6-month warranty. Also, you get a pin adjustment diagram because their center pin is reverse threaded, so you have to turn it the other way in order to adjust your 510 pin. Keep that in mind. You also get a very nice little manual here. It tells you everything you need to know about the device, along with a number here on the back to call or email their RMS center, which is very, very helpful if you do have a problem with your device. You also get a little baggie here with some screws for the back cover and 5 additional 510 pins. You get 5 additional 510 pins and 4 screws for the back cover. And you get your standard screwdriver, but it's a flathead, in order to adjust your 510 pin. So here we have it, the Sigelei 100 watt. Now you can see here on the screen, if I can get my focus, you can see here on the screen we have 85 watts, 7 volts, 0.5 ohms, and 95% battery. Whenever I fire it, there's not an atomizer on there, so it says check atomizer. It says 100 watts here on the side. You can move the wattage. Here, let's move it all the way down to 10 watts, excuse me. And you can see it goes up in 0.1 increments until you hit 50 watts. Then it goes up in 0.1 increments all the way up to 100 watts. And I usually keep it around 85. Here on the bottom, you have your serial number, along with, it says E-11. I'm guessing that this is the November model. I am not sure. Here on the back, you have your 2 screw holes if you want to use them. I do not, I just use the provided magnets. Here is your 510, and it is adjustable. However, it is reverse threaded. I believe it is copper plated brass. You can see here, you turn it to the left, tighten it, and turn it to the right. Now here on the inside of the back cover, you see you have some magnets back here. Don't hate on me, I have an E-Fest and a VTC5 in here right now because my other VTC is dead. Here. I'll change that real quick. Here on the inside, you have two little stickers that tell you your negative and positive, along with your battery meter. You have your plus and minus on the plastic covers as well. Also, on my model, it came with a little crack there in the side of the plastic casing, but it does not have any function on the actual performance of the device. Now, in order to insert my batteries, little battery grabber here. Pop that down just like so. Hit it 5 times. Sigelei comes on, and you are good to go. Now, the back cover here stays on very, very well. I've not had any issues, not had to put in the screws, and everything works just fine. Let me throw on my atomizer here. It's a little dirty, so no crucifixions. But now, you can see whenever I fire it, there is 0 battery sag, for one. Now you can see when I fire it, the battery meter goes between 99 and 100. There is almost no battery sag with this chip. It's a very, very good chip. I've ran this from 10 watts all the way up to 100 watts and had no issues with it. So yeah, let's go back up to the top, talk on a vape on it, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Let's have a vape. I love vaping at 85 watts. This does use the SX330V3 100 watt chip. It does not have any onboard charging, so you do have to take out your batteries to charge them, which can be a con for some people, but it doesn't really bother me. I just take them out and charge them. I have extra sets of batteries, so it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, you can fire from 10 to 100 watts, anywhere from 0.1 ohms all the way up to 2 ohms. It has a voltage range of 3 to 8.5 volts, an output voltage of 1 to 7 volts, current is 30 amps, and input voltage is 3 to 9. It is a zinc alloy based box. So what do I think of the overall design? Well, compared to the IPV, it's not really all that much bigger. I mean, it's not really all too much bigger. Just a little bit. It is a lot more square than the IPV, however, and it is heavier. And it is heavier than the IPV because, one, it's a zinc alloy, and two, you have 2 batteries. Now, that's another thing I like about this device. Even if you don't like using the full 100 watts, you can still get longer battery life because you have 2 18650s in here. Most of the time with a full 85 watts, I have not ran this down past 50% and charged the batteries, but that is after probably 10 to 14 hours of vape time. It gets down to 50%, so I'd say you'd get over 24 hours of vape time with the Sigelei 100 watt up to 85 watts. I've not had any issues, any glitches, any misfires, nothing getting hot. The buttons are very, very clicky. I love clicky buttons, and I just turn the system off, go figure. Just like every other system. It does have a locking feature, just like most RDAs do. You push the 2 buttons in, lock, push them again, unlock. Pretty much every board has this now. Overall, it's a very, very good box. What I would like to see in future revisions is a more rounded design. It is kind of a plain box, so I'm probably going to get a J-wraps for it so I can wrap it, make it look a little better. For me, it feels alright in my hand. A lot of people have complained about, because it is rectangular, that it hurts their hands. It feels fine for me. I'm left-handed, and I fire with my index finger. But if I was right-handed, I would fire with my thumb. And it works just fine. And you have your venting there on the bottom. Just in case your batteries decide to vent, you are saved. Let me re-drip here while I consider my final thoughts. There's really not a whole lot that they can do to improve on this device. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give this a 9. If they would come out with a more rounded design that feels better in the hand, and also removed the screw holes on the back and just used the magnets, it would get a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. I've had no issues with the device. I've got no hot buttons. I've got no error messages. Nothing bad has happened with it, and I love vaping at 85 to 100 watts. Going from 50 to 85 to 100 is a huge jump in flavor and heat and vapor production, and I love it. It makes certain flavors pop, and it makes other flavors not so good, so keep that in mind also. Your juices may taste better or may taste worse at higher wattages. It depends on the juice manufacturer if they tested them at a high wattage. But yeah, 9 out of 10. Very good device. Highly recommended. You can get it from misthub.com. That's where I got mine. You can pick this up from misthub.com. This is where I got mine. They sent it to me for this review. If they wouldn't have sent it to me, I would have bought one because it is an awesome device. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of the Sigelei 100 watt version 2 box mod. Some more juice reviews coming up for you later this week. But until then, I'll see you in the next video. And as always, there's a kitty. Happy vaping.